I am an independent researcher, creator of the Do-It-Yourself Pancreas System, founder of the open source artificial pancreas system known as OpenAPS movement, and a passionate advocate of patient-centered research. Hi, I'm Dana Lewis, based in Seattle, Washington. I am an independent researcher, and I'm also the founder and a developer on the open source artificial pancreas project. We're unique because we're not an organization. We are a group of people with type 1 diabetes, or loved ones of people with type 1 diabetes, who are working to build open source hardware and software solutions to help make life with diabetes better. So in type 1 diabetes, you first have to understand how it works. Essentially, your body no longer produces insulin. So in order to survive and stay alive, you have to inject or get insulin into your body every single day. There's some things you can measure that affect your blood sugar, and there's some things that you can't measure. And there's also the timing of insulin. So OpenAPS is the open source artificial pancreas system, and it's a project where we took off-the-shelf hardware and paired it with existing insulin pumps and continuous glucose monitors to essentially close the loop, which means the computer holds an algorithm that we programmed into the computer to tell it to talk to the pump to adjust insulin delivery based on the changing blood sugar levels. And I was the first person to build one of these systems, and it worked really well for me, and so we turned around, open sourced it, and shared it with the broader community. We estimate there's well over 1,000 people, possibly 2,000 or 3,000 people worldwide using a do-it-yourself artificial pancreas system of some sort. And a lot of the work I do is really thinking about how does an individual solution scale up to help small populations, recognizing that it might not work for the average person, it might not work for everybody, but there are some people and many people who that solution might work for. So in high school, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a freshman, and that really drastically changed my path. It was at the time where I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I started getting involved with the American Diabetes Association and advocating on behalf of other people with diabetes. Most of my work is actually systems thinking. I come into the OpenAPS project as somebody with a communications background, and it was actually a challenge at the beginning of the project to help my collaborators think in systems. Being a systems thinker actually helped me not only work on the project in the short term, but think about the long-term aspects of the project. My advice to a high school student who wants to get into this space, either open source or wants to do their own hacking or testing or development of a situation they're dealing with, is number one, make sure you have a good understanding of what you're dealing with, the ability to communicate both in person verbally as well as written online, because a lot of our community is connecting online. Number two is making sure you have a good practice for scientific experimentation. We have learned so much in our DIY self-experimentation with type 1 diabetes, and I'm really anxious in the next 10 years for every person with diabetes who wants to choose this technology to be able to have access to it and afford it. But also recognizing that technology is not going to be the answer for everybody. Some people don't want to have an insulin pump or a continuous glucose monitor on their body. That's absolutely fine. But for people who are willing to wear the devices, there's a lot of daily burdens of diabetes that can be completely removed, and I would love to see more people have access to this technology.
I have become a systems thinker in STEM, so can you.